Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Uncle Bruce here, Stock Markets with Bruce. The final hour of trading is underway right now. We have an hour to go before the markets close, and they are positive. We seem to have turned the corner about 11, 12 o'clock Eastern time. It looks like the market decided it was going to go higher, and the Dow is up 212 points, which is nice. Is it stellar and unbelievable? No, it's not. It's 0.64, almost two-thirds of a percentage point to the green, which is great, but it's not what we would call, a major breakout. It's just an improvement. Yesterday we had a loss. Today we have a gain. S&P is up 1%. That's better, up 40 points. And then NASDAQ is up 1.33%, and that's better still, up 151. And all day, that has been the pattern. NASDAQ leading, S&P following behind, Dow lagging the three. But it's green. Oil is up $1.20, 79.10. We were down to 77 something this morning. There was not a massive sell-off, but there now isn't a massive buy-in either. We're kind of, I don't know, what are we doing? 77, 78 to 81. Is that our hood right now? Maybe. I don't know for sure. Just seeing a headline: PayPal cutting 2,000 jobs, and joining in on the fun out there. So I'm not sure where the market wants to head. Definitely, today's activity, while positive, is certainly not mind-blowingly incredible. How about that? Okay. What else? We've got Sextera down 9 cents at 316. I don't know why the sell-off, but it's off 9 cents. GameStop 2162 up 37. The volume on GameStop is now 1.9 million, very quiet again. The high today, 2205, just around 11 o'clock this morning. And the low was set this morning, and this afternoon it looked like we matched it again at 2130-ish, about 32 cents ago. Haven't been red on the stock really, but we're up 38. It's like typical of the market. It's green, but it's not a lot green. It's just green. ATIP, 42.6 cents a share, down up 1.1 cents on the session. The low was 41.5 between 10:30 and 11-ish. It was kind of in that range. And now in the last, from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock-ish, 1 to 3 o'clock-ish, we've been around here, just around 42 to 42.5 cents a share on 215,000 so far today. Tesla, our friends at Tesla, we're at 174.10 right now. That's up $7.44, near the high of the day, 166 million shares. We had a pullback yesterday of 10, 11 some odd dollars. And here we are. There are all kinds of stories out on Tesla all the time, which Tesla people love because it makes the stock the number one active trader in the street. Fortune magazine article came out just a bit ago, or at least I see a copy of it from it says here, short seller Jim Chanos warns Tesla bulls the good times are over permanently, it says. And he's a famed short seller who profited from the collapse of Enron a good 20 years ago. He's handing out free advice to Tesla bulls. Good times will go over for good. I think their profits are going to be under pressure, and I think it's going to be relatively permanent, he said on CNBC Monday. So this is a thing that we saw yesterday. There was an interview with him yesterday. Some of you may have caught it. What can I say? He's saying that Tesla shareholders, he's saying to them that Elon Musk company is currently behaving like any mass market car company, pushing volumes into the market and hoping price cuts can lure incremental new buyers. Granted, a number of auto industry analysts believe Tesla can weather the EV shakeout from a price war better than some of the industry peers, many of whom may already be losing money on each vehicle sold. Well, we'll see what's going on. To each his own. Whatever your thoughts. 173.96 up 730. The stock is trading at 57.4 times earning multiple right now, but the estimates and the guesses and the hunch for the company is, one, they will sell more vehicles this year than last year because they're going to be pre-ordered. The company doesn't produce 1 million cars and hope they sell. They produce vehicles as they are ordered. Most of the time, like 98% of the vehicles ordered or produced are pre-ordered. They don't have massive penetration of the auto business. They have a massive share of the EV market. I'll grant you that. There's a reason for that. Superchargers are everywhere, easy to find, charge at home, reliable vehicle, in demand, all the gizmos. Customers love it. I mean, just on and on and on. Uh, can they take over the world and be the number one vehicle of all time? Probably not. Can they become and stay the number one EV company? Probably. As long as tax breaks are being handed out by governments to encourage people to go EVs rather than gas powered, they'll be in that area. And I agree with these naysayers, well, not naysayers, but prognosticators that are saying, you know what? These guys make money for every car they sell. They were originally 12 years ago a company that couldn't make money on every car they sell. Now they are. And I think personally, they will make more money per car as they produce more cars because it's cheaper to produce the vehicle. The factories are built with cash. They don't have loans. The tools are built with are ordered with cash. The cars are built paid for. The company doesn't have 500 billion in debt or anything like that. These guys are you know ahead of the curve. They have a ton of money in the bank. They're a very healthy company financially, and I think these guys are going to kick ass. And as shorters, anyone who wants to short this stock, you are taking your life in your hands because the followers of this stock are as tenacious as GameStop followers. And they are loyal to the cause. And I just don't think you want to mess with these guys. That's just I don't think you want to mess with this short seller. You don't want to be a short seller messing with Musk and his followers. That's me. But hey, things can change. If they earn 50% more profit next year than this past year, the shares at this price will be at a lower PE multiple. But if they earn 50% more this coming year and then 50% more profit the year after that, just through their sheer growing of size, and the stock keeps rising, which I think it can, the PE multiple will be in the 40s and the 50s. But then Amazon was in the 80s and the 90s for a decade. Everybody, every year for 10 years said, Amazon is overpriced. It's overpriced. It's overpriced. It's overpriced. Did it stop it from going to $3,000 a share? No. And Amazon stock now is sitting at, where is it now? 102.64. That's $2,050 a share. Remember, it's 20 for 1 split on Amazon. 95 times earnings right now on Amazon. If this guy, whoever this guy is, this short guy, you don't like a stock for a high P multiple, go after Amazon and short the shit out of that because that's where you should be going after a 95 times PE multiple stock. That's your prime target. But if he's not prime targeting Amazon, or he has in the past, I don't know. You want to go after Tesla? Take your life in your hands, pal, because you might get your butt handed to you. I would bet you that if Tesla shareholders got whiff that this guy was short a ton of Tesla, watch out for upside. Watch out for a short squeeze on this guy. The fanaticism behind Tesla, ownership of the vehicle and the love of the vehicle and the belief in the next 5 to 10 years of that company's future. I would not, you do not compare this company to General Motors or Ford or anybody else. I think you're way offline, but hey, it's your money. You want to short $1 billion worth of your dough against Tesla shareholders down here? God bless you. Now, if he's already shorted it at 300 a share and bought it back because he had it ran down with him, knock yourself out. Take your money and run. But you want to keep talking it down from here? I think you're reminding me of the GameStop days, where you're talking down a stock that's already down. Not that this is down and out. 173 a share is not down and out for Tesla. But I don't think you're going to talk this thing down to $50 a share. You're going to talk this thing up to 250 a share. You keep up this kind of publicity campaign you got going on. But hey, it's not my money. I'm not a billionaire. I'm a $100 heir. I'm rich with $100 in my pocket. All right, that was up 229. Cyxtera down 11 cents. GameStop down 30 is up 33 cents. Excuse me. It's up. ATIP is up a penny. Tesla's up 663. SoFi's up 18 cents to 686. Apple's up 94 cents. Our friends at SoFi have now traded on the day. Let's see if my phone will update. I think we're over 49 or 50 million shares now. I think we're having a good day already. It's not as good as yesterday's volume. It wasn't going to be because it sure didn't start out with 2 million a minute in volume. But I do see about 50 million or more traded so far. Some of your quotes that you have are probably more accurate than mine. You can let me know what you see. I see 53.4 million now on my phone, which is Yahoo Finance, at 686, up 18 cents. The high of the day, 690. We're at the high of the day. Let's face it, we're about 10, 15 cents away from $7. And right now we have to go through seven as a psychological barrier. That's all it is. And I think we're going to go through $7 as a barrier. We're going to go through it. Today guaranteed? No, no guarantees. But when it does go through seven, it'll run to 725 real fast because there'll be a gap beyond that. We'll find out. Anyone trying to short SoFi right now, you are taking your life in your hands because you are now trying to short a stock that is on fire and a company that is economically on fire. So there it is. That's my thought right there. Okay. What else? Apple up 79, HPQ up 14, Google up 164, Moderna down 650 at 174. It's been down all day. Cisco up 15, Pfizer up 22. It turned around today. IBM down 99 cents. Microsoft up 372. ME is up 6 cents. Rocket Lab is up 4. Matterport up 12. SmartRent up 14 to 295 and a half. Spire up 7 to 117. Amazon up $2. Home Depot up 678. Netflix down 47 cents. Vanik down up 190. Adobe up 519. Goldman up 569. Good day there. Boeing 291 higher at 212. Meta up 178. AMC and the Ape shares combined are up 30 cents. Royal Caribbean 126 on the upside to 64.27. Getting rich up there. Carvana up 16 cents. Robinhood up 20. BlackBerry up 5.5. Norwegian up 26. Carnival up 13. Target up 271. JP Morgan down 18 cents. Costco's up 572 to 509. Walmart up 84 cents. Disney up 81 cents. Nvidia up 262 to 194. American Airlines up 1 penny today. All right, that's where we're at. And welcome all of you from around the world who are here. Arturo, welcome from Desert Hot Springs. How you doing? My neighbor. Nice stuff. Thank you for these thumbs ups, everybody. I see them now in the 60s and 70s. They're coming in. Thank you, everybody, for that. And Alberto, I'm a believer. I'm going to keep writing. I think you should, my friend. I'm here, by the way, so we can begin. Thank you. Let's see. I'm only rich in $10 notes, says Splair. Uncle Bruce. Christina, can you help me solve the issue of bringing back the calls I've written that are months and months out on GameStop? All right. I have so many 1875s and 20s. What do you recommend? Do we wait for a dip? Yes. Yes. Right now, you patiently just fold your arms and let the stock just meander here. It's up a measly quarter right now. What you're looking for is if there's going to be a dip in the price, whether it's tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or next week, you just patiently wait this thing out. As if it slumps back to say 19-ish, you're going to be out of the money on the 20s. You're going to be at the money on the 1875s sort of thing. And what you're going to look for now is keep an eye on the option chain. And what you're after is, can you move into a closer timed call for as much money as it'll cost you to buy back your call or less money? So can you buy back your 20s and write 19s closer in? Now, I don't know exactly which ones you've got and all of that. You can always send me a private email and I'll go over that. And let's see what's happening. But you're going to roll your strike back. But right now, I wouldn't do a thing. I would just, the stock's up like 24 cents right now at 21.49. You're not in trouble here. We're not going anywhere at the moment. The volume isn't there. As I've said a million times, without the volume, this can't go up. There's too many shares in existence for the stock to go anywhere if it doesn't have any volume to turn it over. The total outstanding stock is 304.5 million shares now. The 4-for-1 split ensured that. There's 257 free floating out there, 257 million. Trading 2 million a day. We're not going anywhere with 2 million a day. We can't sustain even these prices. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, uh, next couple of days, if volume keeps backing off to 1.5 million a day on GameStop without a a catalyst, we're backing up back into the 19-18 dollar range. That's what's going to happen. It's just natural for GameStop to do this. Now for you, back to 18 and a half, 19, $18 range, that will fit in perfectly for what you want. One, you have a dip in the price of the stock, which moves the contracts down in price anyway. And two, the lower your contracts come down in price into this 3-4 level, 2-3-4 level, the easier it is to roll into closer in timed calls. And that's what you'll be looking for. I hope this helps. I'm answering a question with only limited info, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's see. Sofi DQ is saying 53 million, 350.6 million. Thank you, DQ, for that. Gody, Christina, try to roll down and strike and in on time in order to break even, make profit, and bring your calls inward. I find it easier on down days. And again, that's good advice, and that's kind of where I think too. All right, Ed, thank you for 78. Lucky 88 says, JR, good day, everybody. Hope you had a great trading day, as Tony the Tiger would say. Sharon is in the house. Hello, Sharon. How are you? Number 85, thank you for popping in. It's nice to see you. Let's see. Alberto, thanks a lot. I need some Frosted Flakes now because of you. Hector, Coyote, I agree that rolling down lowers the blood pressure. Brian, my mom used to buy no-name cornflakes and then put sugar on them. Poor man's Frosted Flakes. JR, yay, Alberto's here. We can begin. All right, White Feather, hello there. Alberto, get the strawberry milkshake ones. My son loves them. Thanks, White Feather. Constantine, Brian, that is hilarious. Poor man, Frosted Flakes. Generic cornflakes with sugar on them. Unbelievable. Christina, good question. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you and that question in particular. It's a good one for everyone to remember. Okay, think about this, how this goes. We have 93 thumbs ups now in the system, everybody. Thank you guys for helping out with this. Much appreciated. We're going for 100 thumbs ups. We're getting there. We have about, 42 minutes to go on the day. So, man, you guys are awesome today. Thank you very much. We're going members only today at the moment. So if you're following this channel and you're able to become a member, we'd love to have you join in and comment with us here and hit those knee emojis all you want to make the market do what you want it to do. Thanks all for your support of this channel and this YouTuber. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions about your your trading account, your options positions, and you need more, you need more than 200 characters, send me a private email and I'll try between shows if I can to get to you on it. Sometimes it's easy for me to do so, sometimes it's not so easy, but I try to get through my emails as best I can to address any issues you have. Thank you. Brian, yes, my mother was frugal for sure, but we were fed every meal. God love her. That's right. You were never hungry. Coyote, we'd melt butter and mix it with brown sugar and put it on a piece of bread. That is a poverty sandwich, but tasty. Bobby, Fruity Pebbles is my go-to morning cereal in this set there. Christina, I appreciate the help. I fold my arms and study the options chain to see what I can do when the opportunity presents itself. Right on. You know what you're doing, Christina. JR, okay, Uncle Bruce, I know you said not to write on Sofi and not to write on Sofi ad infinitum, but some of us did. So now what do you do with June 16 4s and December 5s that you've already written? What do we do now? Well, you're being warned, I think, by the stock right now, by it not collapsing, that you might be in trouble. In that you're in trouble that the stock isn't going to collapse on you and it is going to harden here and solidify its new range and maybe launch from this region. So be careful. Having said that, it is always possible that I could be completely wrong and it'll be down 50 cents first thing in the morning. I can't guarantee this. But what you should be doing is studying your option chains to find a way you can move either forward in time to get the hell up in strike. You've got to move up in strike. You're risking exercise. And you get bought out, you get bought out. There are people out there who are going to grab your stock if you're already $2+ out of the range in the money. You're susceptible for being bought up. So you may want to take a look at definitely rollovers. Bobby, hard times call for ketchup sandwiches for lunch and hot dogs pizza for dinner. College days. Well, yeah, I remember my college days. Chicken noodle soup, Campbell's chicken noodle soup with 3 hot dogs in there, warm, getting them all nice and hot, and that would be my go-to. That would be dinner for me during my college days, or pork and beans and hot dogs. Yeah, or I remember Campbell's soup, Campbell's chunky soup with big meaty chunks of meat in there with some rye bread. That would be my That would be my dinner. Anyway, there you go. Please put down the wet noodle pretty please. I have no idea what that means. Susan, my GameStop move today. I wrote June 16 with a $25 strike for 406. Then I bought back for 350. Last move was to write Mays with a strike of 20 for 460. Your opinions think I'm getting this. Mays with a 460. Yeah. I don't have a problem with any of these moves here. You'll keep your eye on that market and you'll make your moves. Obviously, the shares want to go lower. Right now, we're up 19 at 21.44. These 20s are 144 in the money, and you got 460 in premium. Nice. That's mostly time premium, like a lot of time premium. Perfect. That's what you want to see depreciate. Alberto, oh yeah, want to talk poor meals? How about a ribeye without A1 sauce? I win. Maria Powell, JR, we learned to listen, laughing out loud. JR, Brian, smiling. Wing Commander, Uncle's thoughts on rolling Tesla September strike 150s into December 160s or January 165s? Yay or nay? I got a feeling we might revisit 140, but I bet that ain't going to be enough to bail me out. Would a higher strike work? Yes, a higher strike will work for you. If it also brings you cash, that would be a nice thing. If you can bring capital in, look at we're on 62.65. Why don't you take a look at writing 180s to 200s? Don't write 160.65. See, can you write 180s to 200s? It's a January for if you can break even on it, great, because you're talking about 150s to try to move 150s up into a higher level. But go higher than 160.65s, higher than that if you can. Matthew 103, 104, good afternoon, thumbs ups. Thank you. I have not written any of my stocks. I will wait until after the Fed announcement, says Andrew. Okay, Matthew. Karim, ramen and hot dogs. Ramen soup, yeah. The Credit Savage. This is why I write $10 SoFis and 12.5 covered calls for January. Please take me out is what I say, says Credit Savage. Alberto, sarcasm. I hope y'all know me by now. Grilled cheese sandwiches with no cheese. Sarcasm. Steve, good steak don't need no sauce. There you go. Karim, good sauce don't need no steak. There you go. Credit Savage, poor meals, please. Try room temperature champagne. Painful. My father used to enjoy a really good, for him, it was a delicacy. He loved to buy those tins of herring that not every store sells. They're the tins with herring and tomato sauce or mushroom sauce or paprika sauce with some dark German rye bread. Oh, did he love that. And if the bread could be covered in schmaltz, you know what schmaltz is? Schmaltz is pork drippings. So if you've got like a ham in the ham being baked, the drippings coming off the ham, you pour that into a bowl, let that harden. That would be like a white, buttery, it's just fat, it's pork fat. You spread that on dark German rye bread with some salt on that. And then herring. Is it any wonder my dad had a triple bypass at age 55? Now you know, but boy, when he ate that stuff, he felt pretty good about it. That was poor man's food, though. That was going back to the war years. He was born in 1929, so he was a child in the 30s. He was a young boy and a teenager through the 40s. He became a 20-year-old in 49, 50. He became 21. And he was in Germany. We're talking hungry, skinny and hungry for his entire lifetime. So when he was able to buy herring in these tins, they were cheap in Europe. They were cheap because they were plentiful. He bought them in Canada as well, and I do admit I love occasionally to have one of these tins of this fried herring in a tomato sauce. I pour that into a bowl. I have pieces of rye bread that I put butter on, and then I cut the bread into little squares with my fork and knife, and then I have the herring on top of that, dipping it into the sauce. Delicious, absolutely delicious, but it's a poor man meal. Yeah, you don't make out with your girlfriend or your wife after that. You basically give her a kiss before you have it and say, "I'm going to have herring now," and she says, "See you tomorrow." That's generally how it goes. Flint Creek A1 in our house is known as AL sauce, thanks to my kiddos misreading the label Al sauce, AL sauce. And that's right about good steak. Alex, number 106, good evening. Thank you for these thumbs ups. DQ, come on, Moderna. You can't hear 169 calling. It's waiting for you, says DQ. Come on, Moderna. 174, 22 on Moderna. JR Flint Creek, are you on Discord? Alberto, I rolled into 175s for 19, 3, 10, 23. Rock and roll. J Boy, Credit Savage, do you see much time depreciation writing that far out? Alberto, at the credit, laughing. Drew, my steaks get a pad of butter, and Jen loves frying steak in butter. Oh, it's so good when she does that. Oh my God. DQ, Jim, Steven, salt, pepper, grill, knife, fork. Flint, I am not. Do I need to be? Alberto, Flint, that's a great name for A1. Smart kiddos. Splair, herring is lovely with a fresh lemon, but schmaltz is nothing for me. Almost every Polish knows it well. Oh, yes. Marcus, number 109. Everyone from Lithuania knows it well, too. Jim, DQ, I swear on the skillet typically, but I sear on the skillet typically, but yes, that's basically all you need. The Credit Savage, boy, don't care for, J-Boy, don't care for time. I write on Pops like yesterday and today, lots of open interest, and then wait for Rugman to do his thing, which will happen tomorrow. Bobby, I remember my grandpa, World War II vet, eating an apple, and he even nibbled at the stem, which was all that was left. Hector, pickled herring was Pop's personal delicacy. Here, try this, he said to his 10-year-old. Ruined my taste buds until there was beer. Oh man, DQ, Jim Stevens, I do that too. Cast iron sear and a few minutes under the broiler. Karim. So book value of option is stock at 35, strike is 40. So book is 5. So once the option you wrote gets to that point, good idea to roll or buyback. Is this correct? Okay, I'm lost here. If the stock is at 35 and the strike is 40, that's a $5 out of the money contract. If the stock's at $35 and you are writing a $40 contract, you are writing a contract $5 out of the money. If the stock's at $40 and you're writing a $35 contract, that's $5 in the money. So I'm lost on this. Nick, you guys are joking about liking A1 sauce, right? Right. Jim Stevens, DQ, perfect. JR, we would make butter sandwiches or cinnamon sugar sandwich with my mom's homemade bread. That will melt your face, literally. Wing Commander, thanks, Uncle Bruce. These 150s trade around 45, 46 right now. I could write March 170s, June 180s, September 190s, or January 200s, all around break even, except January, which would bring in 2 to 2.5 extra. Your thoughts? Write the 200s. Write the 200s for January and dare the stock to come and get you. If it backs off to 150, just on some profit taking next week sometime, for whatever reason, you're 50 out of the money. Your clock is working in your favor. You got tons of dough in your account. If you're wrong, and not that you're wrong, if the reality is the stock goes to $220 a share and you wrote a $200 call and you hauled in $50 a contract on it and you get exercised, you get taken out at 250. Problem? I don't think so. Not a problem. So, yeah, that's how I'd look at it. Mandu number 5, 105 thumbs up. Susan, remember my email asking about that SoFi sweep at 450 last week. My hunch, it was a large option buy. Folks writing SoFi at 5.6 can get assigned anytime by anyone wanting these prices with sweeps. BW, the man ate bacon at every meal. You can't do that. J Boy, Agus, Financial Mischief. If my wife reaches for the A1 in our house, she is told she will be preparing for prepping her own next time. I will not accept her blasphemy. Whatever. It's just sauce on a steak. Relax. Wing Commander Bobby. My grandfather was just like that. He would never throw food away. Cut out the bad bits and eat the rest. Food was hard to come by back in the 30s and 40s. That's right. Mirko, Karim, the other way around. Nick, Financial Mischief, good. Mirko, stock 40, strike 35. That's $5 in book value. Correct. Alberto, who's remember pig feet sold out of the bottle at the local bodega? Everyone's nasty ass hands dipping in, out, touching everything, just threw up in my mouth. Wing Commander, January 2025, isn't that too far out? The decay of those calls going to take forever, isn't it? Wing Commander, hang on a second. Let me go back. 45 right March. Or Jan 25s. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking you were talking Jan 24s, not Jan 25s. But look, Jan 25s will also, like I say, will depreciate. They will go back on a dip. It's a question of, is there going to be a dip or not? That's the question. But if you can write 2024 contracts, I'm just thinking ahead here. Can you write late 2023, early 2024s higher up, then go that direction? 175s, 180s, I would go there. I would even look at January 24 200s, even if it costs you a couple of bucks, because you're moving up $50 in premium, and that would be a good move. But again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You're 172.70, up $6 right now. We're not jumping $20 a share today. We're up $6. Keep that in perspective. Okay. Alberto, that strong vinegar kills everything that would make you sick in that food jar, says JR. Anyway, yeah, I understand, Nick. It's not about the okay. What are you eating? Never mind. I'm moving on from steak and everything else. Anyway, there you go. Okay. Let's just continue forward. We're up 200 on the Dow. Okay. Sextera down 9.5. GameStop 21.48, up 23 cents. ATIP up 1.1 to 42.5. Tesla 172.44, up 5.78. SoFi 6.88, up 20 cents on the session. High of the day 6.90. This is a sign. 56.6 million. Selling isn't knocking it off its perch. That's a good sign, a very good sign if you're thinking of a higher price on this stock. I just get the impression and the vibe that we're building a base from here. At $6.88 a share, the market cap of this company is $5.5 billion. I think this is too low. I think this entity can be market capped at $15 billion because of the growth curve they're on right now. Huge growth curve that they're on right now. So those of you who've written 4s and 5s, you're on your own. I didn't tell you to do this. You better figure it out, and figure it out quick, because one way or the other, you're out of this position sooner or later. You're either going to be bought out, and you're going to be exercised. I mean, it's just the higher this thing goes, there's a firecracker under your foot, and you don't know it. And I would not be playing with fire with this one. Not anymore. Not anymore. Wing Commander, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Learning something new with you every day. You taught me The most important thing, crossing arms and being patient. Karim, you know what I really like is these tiny pickles, or something. What they're called? They're so good. The little tiny. Yeah, I know what you mean. Hector, Jay Powell was going to say what tomorrow? That's right. We've got that market thing to worry about, the interest rate thing tomorrow. Fool of a took. Hello, all excited to see some movement with SoFi this week. Only have 200 shares, but it's a start. There you go. There you go. Dow's up 213. GameStop still holding a 24-cent gain, but only 24 cents. We're up 582 on Tesla. SoFi at 689, up 21 cents today. There you go. No dull moment. We're up 36 on S&P. NASDAQ up 131. NASDAQ up 1.16%. S&P 0.92. The Dow 0.63 at the moment. Okay. And what else is going on here? Amazon expected to post first unprofitable year since 2014 and worst loss since the dot-com bust. Has a headline coming across about Amazon. And there you go. I have not been recommending you guys jump into Amazon in any big way. I prefer you going Google. Going into Google is the way to go. Similar priced, but much lower PE multiple. Apple, long-term winner there. Can you get 90-10 contracts? I don't know. You have to shop for those. And Cisco and Pfizer and HPQ. I'm comfortable if you guys are in that neighborhood there. Cornishes or something like that. Cornishians, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. JJ, I'm sitting on SoFi March 3rd, 5.5 calls. Cost me 87 cents. Should I sell and buy shares? You are long the contracts, so you're up almost $1.40 in. You got a 140 in book value. You're ahead on this game. There's nothing wrong with doing that move at all. There's nothing wrong with that move whatsoever. Pulse Guitar, Bruce, 124 thumbs ups. Bobby, Crash the World, 75 basis points. If that thing would happen to happen tomorrow. JR, it means you want to whoop us with a wet noodle about SoFi, but put it down, please. Karim, Uncle Bruce, do you think JP actually cares or takes into consideration the moves in the stock market? Powell, well, he watches it. He follows it. Yeah, they're not blind to it. But they have economic and monetary policies to follow here. They have inflation to worry about. Inflation is a stock price killer. I don't know if you know that. Inflation is a company killer, a job killer, an economy killer. Inflation is not a good thing. It's not ever. It's worse. So you better knock it off to save the market long term. So that's my thought on it. Flint, poor Sammy is a tomato sandwich, salt, pepper, mayo. If you have low strike covered calls on SoFi, says Coyote, keep rolling out each month. Make them keep paying you more and more if you can't find a strike to roll up to. Wing Commander, 50 cents and a 50 percentage point price interest rate thing, and we go up tomorrow, down the day after. Hector, Bobby, Atkinson, 75 basis points will be a slap. JR, Karim, yeah, sometimes I don't. Still learning and a bullheaded guy too. Flint, looky, SoFi trying to break 691. There it is. 691 high today on SoFi right now, 23 cents. The Dow's up 221. GameStop up 23. ATIP up 1.1 cents. Tesla up 602 to 172.68. SoFi 691. Apple 143.53 up 53. Trying to go higher. Yeah, well. On SoFi calls, you better be rolling up, and you better be doing it now. I do fear the upside for SoFi. If you're a writer, I fear it because I respect it. This stock last August took a run to 8. That was just a preamble. This time beyond that, and I don't see us going back to 4 something because tax loss selling isn't until next December, kids, and there won't be tax loss selling this year on SoFi. There'll be all kinds of capital gains this year on SoFi because the tax loss selling is over for SoFi. We took care of that, and all the other SPACs that we follow, the former SPACs, all their tax loss selling is done. There will be none this year. There's none left. It's all over. Only upside. But you gotta believe. Anyway. Okay. What can I say? What else is going on here? Isn't everyone expecting 25 points? 25 to 50. That's the range. We'll find out. Coyote, I think the general consensus I've seen is 50. Hector, ATIP needs mainstream media to discover the company. They need PR. They need as much PR as they can get their hands on. They need a investor relations department that is relentless to talk about that company. That's the bottom line for me. But the tax loss thing is over on ATIP. Everyone who needed a tax write-off with ATIP got it. They sold out last December. They're done. So a little bit of volume on this thing moves it, but we need a catalyst. That would be nice to see one. I agree. Would be nice to have one, please. Thank you very much. Apparently, Boeing says goodbye to the Queen of the Skies with the final 747 delivery. I think the last deliveries Boeing has made on 747s now have been freighters, not passenger planes, but freighters. 747 freighters. I think the last passenger plane they made might have been a few years ago for Boeing's 747s. Now they don't make them anymore. They're down to twin engine planes only. And of course, Airbus has said goodbye to producing A380s, which I think is a shame because those planes are some of the most popular airplanes in the sky for travelers. And I am dying to get on one. I really want to fly on some A380s before it's too late, because I think the idea of a double deck wide plane is a wonderful luxury for a passenger as opposed to long tubes. What can I say? It is the way going forward, though. What can I say? And there you go. There we go. Okay. Wing Commander, I remember someone mentioning ATIP on Meet Kevin's stream, and it went up $1. That was back in the day in the $3-4 range. Matthew, I wish I had more Sofi. My biggest holdings by share count is ATIP and Matterport. I feel like we're in a Super Bowl with a rate hike announcement tomorrow. Coyote Spire is up 6% today. That is neat. Wing Commander 747, the good old days when we were exploring the unknown. It rose from the ashes of the 2707 supersonic plane. Yeah, the supersonics never got built in the USA. Only by the French and the British did they build the supersonics way back when in '69. Yeah. Cutting edge technology back then. With what they had, technology that they had, they delivered a supersonic airplane in '69. And they haven't built one since. A new design. It's surprising how that hasn't happened. Susan shops about CVS, Walgreens, Walmart closing a lot of their pharmacies because they can't find pharmacists. Amazon going in heavy on healthcare. Amazon in this lucrative market, they bought PillPack 2 years ago. Keep an eye on Amazon, says Susan. Brian, the Credit Savage, are you still thinking a bit of a sell-off on Sofi? It has usually been after earnings, a nice pop, and then 2-3 days later it dips a fair bit. We'll find out, but I'm not sharing that thought. But the market is the market. It is not a machine. It's human beings' emotions. That's what it is. We're up 230 on the Dow now. We're up 38.9, almost 39 points on S&P, and Nasdaq now is up 131. S&P trying to hang around the 1% gain range. The Dow 0.69 of a percentage point higher so far. And Brian, Susan shops about, keep an eye on Amazon as they crash and burn. The Phoenix GameStop will rise from their ashes. Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. Wing Commander, us folks almost built a supersonic plane, just like the dream of landing on the moon. JFK could not stand Europe being first, hence the supersonic race in the 60s. Well, it was the Russians, not the Europeans. It was the Russians for a space race. But the supersonic plane, Boeing had prototypes, but they were only going to build it if the American government gave them the money for it. They weren't stupid. Boeing is a company that makes money. They don't make dreams. They make money. And Boeing was heavily involved in the space race because the contracts were very lucrative for Boeing to get into, as along with other companies that helped the U.S. NASA program. But Americans paid dearly for NASA's progress, but benefited phenomenally from the spin-off of all the technology that was created from NASA in the 60s and into the 70s. But supersonic flight only became a reality because the British government and the French government were willing to put money in. And those planes flew for a good 20 plus years. Unfortunately, no new versions came out to upgrade them and keep them current. And unfortunately, the technology did not get created to make them more efficient. They had four engines, two under each wing. They couldn't produce supersonics with just two engines and make them much more efficient from a fuel point of view, and widen the bodies to make it a little more comfortable, and or make the plane larger to handle commercial paying loads. So you were paying $10,000 for a flight to New York and Paris or London back in the 70s. Very few people could afford it, and so its future was unfortunately, in the cards. And the fact that the planes ran out of time from a mechanical usage point of view. So there you go. All right. What else? Let's see. I don't want to, Uncle Bruce, I don't want it to drop. Just saying that it's been a pattern so far, but we all know the market does what it wants. That's true. Deep Value Wing Commander. Yep, he uses Matterport very often for the houses he is selling. Tiff, looking at the post to predict the course of a stock is like trying to drive a car while looking in the rearview mirror. Karim, that's the thing about writing on the X spaces way down here. You just don't know if they will return down here soon enough to save your covered call. Larry Titus, hi everybody. I'm number 129 and we got 14 minutes to go. Wing Commander, Concorde on the European side, French and British, 2707 Boeing. It was such an ambitious plane, too ambitious for its time. Karen, Susan Shops, as a pharmacist, I certainly understand why these chains can't find pharmacists. They are sweatshops, and these folks won't work in these conditions. Exactly, Brian. Uncle Bruce, have you ever been to Caesars in Calgary? It has been around a long time. Best steak in town, also expensive, more of a date night place. Been to Caesars, have been to Highs. And the best steak, as far as I'm concerned, Nick's Steakhouse on Crowchild Trail. Been there for 50 years. Brian, I want Sofi to drop the 666. I think that would be a fun cost basis, 690 right now. Wing Commander, the Soviets stole the plans for the Concorde and built the Tu-144, a carbon copy, but with their lagging technology, it flew just a few months. Hector, Brian, yes to being at Caesars, indeed. The Soviets had a plane. It flew commercially within the Soviet Union for a few years, but way too expensive to run, never economically viable, and a lot of things lacking for creature comforts, indeed. But the British and the French pulled it off with a luxury flight on the Concorde, but it never was developed further. So it was 1960s and 70s technology. And here we are in 2023, and we don't have a new version to replace it even now with all the new technology we've developed. We're down to twin engine carbon fiber type airplanes that are far more efficient than what they've replaced, 767s, 747s. These planes they're much more efficient now, the newer versions. But we're still just down to, 500 miles an hour. That's about it. That's it. Brian, Hector, it's quite the spot, eh? I actually ordered onion rings because it was curious why they were $12. They were good. There's good restaurants everywhere in every town. We're now up 265 on the Dow, climbing here towards the end again, getting better with 12 minutes to go. Cyxtera down a dime at this point, $3.15 a share. GameStop down is up 28. ATIP up 1.4 cents. Tesla up 581. SoFi at 692, up 24 cents. Hector, take your flashlight to read the menu. It's kind of dark in there. Brian, Nick's Steakhouse and Pizza. I have driven past that hundreds of times. I'll have to put that on my list on places to dine. You're going to love the place. It's a family place, been run by the same owner, and it's now going to the next generation. Excellent food. Susan shops about. Karen, regarding pharmacists, kids today don't seem to want to be pharmacists. The pay is $90,000 to $130,000 a year. Sweatshop, yes, but it's a nice wage. That is why there are more jobs than workers. These massive chains that have moved into the pharmacy business and have knocked out all the mom and pop pharmacies virtually all the mom and pop pharmacies. Look at Walmart pharmacies and some grocery stores pharmacies. You want to work in a Costco? Is that a pleasant place to work in a high pressure, high volume place? I don't know. Um, yeah, I as a pharmacist, you really have to ask yourself: would I rather work for a hospital, in a hospital with set hours and set schedules, or do I want to work in retail? Because in the past, it used to be the pharmacist with his own store, and but then you had all those pressures of being a store owner and not being a pharmacist. It's not easy. You gotta decide which way you really want to go on this. 690.92 on Sofi. Drew, check out NASA's transonic truss braced wing design. Karim Ungerus, you don't have to answer if you don't feel like talking about it. Do you think nuclear war is a possibility considering the tanks and support Ukraine is getting and Putin's stance on not giving up? No, I don't. Wing Commander, does anyone remember Apollo 12 launch? Launched in streaming rain, got struck by lightning twice, lost fuel cells, still went to the moon. No way this is going to happen today. That's true. Karen, I always worked in hospitals, but the hours were bad. JJ, which does better in the next month, Smart Rent or Matterport? Good question. Hector, who would the Russian equivalent to General Miley allow Putin to launch? Lorraine, how about Peter Luger Steakhouse in Willenburg, Brooklyn? Name your favorite steakhouse, I guess. The show is taking a turn towards steakhouses today. I can't stop this show. What can I say? We're 9 minutes away. I can't stop the show. 9 minutes until we close. Maria, hold on for the 5-ticket ride tomorrow. The Fed is going to talk tomorrow. Apple comes out with earnings Thursday night. We've got developments coming up. We do indeed have developments coming up. 692 on Sofi, up 24 cents. Brian, JJ Sofi is the answer. That's the one that's going to go the highest. 692 on Sofi with a volume of 61.8 million. A very good day today compared to historical trading numbers. That is very good. 2160 on GameStop with a 34-cent pop today. It got up to 2205 for a while, but couldn't hold it, and then held 2180 for a while, couldn't hold it, held 2150.60. That's where we are now. And we're up, but we're not up incredibly high, but we're up. Okay, we're up. Okay. DH Ruda, I'm thumbs up 135. Bruce, you are going for 150 today. Deep value Argentinian steak is unlike anything up north. Makes me regret being vegetarian sometimes. Hector Nuclear Steakhouses. TIFF Spires up 7.7, only 192,000 shares. Flint, I plan to get to Argentina someday soon. There you go. All righty. Go. ME is up 6.5. Rocket Lab up 6.5. Matterport up 13. Smart Rent up 13.5 to 294. Spire up 7.5, 117.5. Nice to see these all higher today. The only former SPAC not up is Sextera, down 9 cents, but it's had a good couple of days going into today. What can I say? GameStop 2160, ATIP 42.9, up 1.5 cents. Tesla 173, even up 634. SoFi 692, up 24 cents or so. Now 691. We're up 293 on the Dow, going for a 300-point pop here today to reverse yesterday's losses. We are at just 10 points away from the high of the day right now on the Dow Jones. Okay. Getting on up. Sixtera coming back, down 8 cents to 317 now. And let's see. Spire shares outstanding 440 million, and they only trade 300,000 a day. Laughing out loud. Credit Savage. Brian, personally, I think we'll have a rug pull. We'll have bad numbers from Meta, Amazon, and other big boys. Jay Powell will make sure there's blood in Wall Street tomorrow because he wants to crash the economy. Flint, I have been as far as Peru. I dream of living in Argentina, says Flint Creek. Giddy up. Okay. I'm grilling steak Friday night, says Maria. Deep value. You should highly recommend it. Buenos Aires and Pampas are the best locations. And the more I read about Spire, the more I get excited about it, says DH. Right on. SoFi has a chance to go to 6 again. I hope so. I want more shares at 6. We're at 12.54. We got 6 minutes to go. 12:54 my time, 3:54 your time. 6 minutes left in the day. Sell my house fast, Upper Marlboro. Bruce, I'm 136 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody, for helping out on the thumbs up. Number 137 says that I'm checking in here. Yoink, Wednesday is near. Look out. We'll find out. 692 on SoFi, up 24 with the Dow up 310 now. 310-point gain on the Dow with a late pop with 6 minutes to go in the day. We're down 6.5 cents on Sextera, climbing a little more. ATIP up 1.5, GameStop up 41, Tesla up 672. SoFi 695 on your SoFi now, pushing a little higher, trying to get to the $7 mark. 695 is the high of the day on 63 million shares right there. Let's go. Brian, we can't blame Rugman. It's just his job description. He has to feed his family, Alberto, I had a kangaroo when I was in Australia. Thickest steak ever. There you go. 692, 695 on SoFi, trying to get closer to 7. Susan Shops about couldn't get my COVID booster CVS because they didn't want to open a vial that they didn't have 5 other folks to go with to use up a vial. They didn't want to toss the vial just for me. Government gives vials to CVS free, and these guys want to do it this way. TFDH, the highest earnings per share prediction for Spire I found was 15 cents 2024. That would mean an EPS of 7.8, and they are good for surpassing the prediction. Interesting. I think, anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure what, hang on a second. I'm not sure what to think now. Where are we? Too much going on here. Alrighty, Apple is up 144.13, up 113. A little surge coming in at the very end here as well on Apple. The Dow 331 to the positive. There's a definite pop coming in through here. Definite pop coming through here. 48-cent gain on GameStop. 642 on Tesla. SoFi 692. Apple up 110 now. Okay. Okay. Brian, Alberto, I was going to ask if anyone had kangaroo. I used to buy it when I was backpacking, as it wasn't very expensive. I agree, very thick and tough. Made it work. Amy, Susan Shops about to go to Publix. They'll help you out. Alberto, Brian, definitely a one-timer. Never again. I did enjoy it was monkey meat when I was in the Philippines. Tiff, Alberto, I had kangaroo when I was in Austria. They actually have a kangaroo farm there. I didn't like it too much, though. DH, Tiff, just the news of signing new contracts and agreements with lots of transportation sectors between shipping and aviation for Spire. Karen, grocery stores tend to have more helpful pharmacies. Alberto, didn't like it either. Hector, I also tried the crocodile meat. Knock yourself out if you're adventurous. 348 is the gain on the Dow now. 348. GameStop up 47 cents. ATIP up 1.1 to 42.5. Tesla 173.18. SoFi 692. Apple 44.15. HPQ up a quarter. Google up 178 to 99.73. Moderna still down 497 to 175.90, but there's a surge coming on that too. Cisco's popping up at the end of the day, up 40 cents. Pfizer's popping up. It's up 72 cents now. That's a nice turnaround for Pfizer. IBM is popping back at 59-cent loss, but it's coming on. Microsoft is up 474. ME up 6. Rocket Lab up 7. Matterport up 13. SmartRent up 13.5. Spire up 9. Amazon up 247. HD, Home Depot up 984. Netflix positive plus 55 now. Vanek Vector's up 322 with a pop. Adobe is going higher, up 661. Goldman up 802. Boeing up 329. Meta up 182. AMC is popping higher, 33 for the common, 6.2 cents for the preferred. Royal Caribbean up 185. Let's see what else is going on. Target up 342. JP Morgan up 75 cents with a surge. Costco up 785. Walmart up 166. All climbing nicely, up 84 on Disney. Nvidia up 346. American Airlines up 17 cents. A whole bunch of Dow stocks. The FANGs, the Dows, they're all moving higher. Dow's up 1.1% now. S&P up 1.5%, NASDAQ up 1.6%. So the three indices are catching up to NASDAQ's move. Very, very interesting. All right, let's see here. Spire hit $1.20. And let's see what else is going on. Uncle Bruce, time to buy puts on Royal Caribbean. I think so. Getting right around there. Time to buy puts on Royal Caribbean. The Dow up 370. Cyxtera only down 4 cents. It's come back from down 10 to down 4. We have a minute to go in our day. GameStop up 59. ATIP up 1.1. Tesla up 648. SoFi 694. 693. Apple up 130 right now. And Larry Titus says, hit the bells. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate this. And thank you for hitting the bells for us again, my friend. Appreciate it. Everyone's thank you. There be the bell, says JR. Done for the day. A 369 gain on the Dow. This is 1.1%. S&P up 1.47. NASDAQ 167 gain. Oil up $1.14 to 79.04. There you have it. A definite pop-up on the day. 2180 on GameStop, up 61. A definite move up on the very end. Very good, very good. Oh, excuse me. Okay, lots of folks talk to each other about other stuff. 1.4 cent gain on ATIP with only 267,000 traded today. Cyxtera closed with a loss of just 3 cents to $3.22, 655,000 traded. So it came back. A good chunk of its loss today came back for a bunch of it. Tesla 173.22 up 656. SoFi at 693 up 25 cents. I'll take that. No problem. I'll take days like this. Give me 67.5 million shares and a 25-cent gain every day. I'll take 10 days, please. Thank you very much. Apple 144.29 up 129. HPQ up 31 cents, 29.13. Google up 192 to 99.87, pushing back to 100. Cisco up 45. Moderna down 481 at 176.06. Pfizer up 61 cents, 44.16 after being as low as 42.70. So a nice 130.40 gain from the low today on Pfizer. Very interesting. IBM down 56 cents. But climbed back quite a bit. Microsoft, a 5.10 gain to 247. Low today, 242.90. Very good move there. And then ME holding at a 250 level. Rocket Lab, 497 up 9. Matterport, 352 up 13. SmartRent up 11 to 292. Spire up 9 cents to 119. Amazon up 258 to 103.13. Home Depot up 998 to 324 after being as low as 315 this morning. Very good move on Home Depot. Netflix 75-cent gain. Bannock up 355. Adobe up 692. Goldman at 365.92 after being as low as 356 this morning. In the last month, we've seen the stock as high as 374, as low as 343. So a $30 drop, and now back to 365. $22 or $21 recovery from the lows in December. January 20 or so was the low at 340. Now it's at 365. $25 return. Just in that time. Very interesting 10-day move on Goldman Sachs. Interesting stuff. We were at 388 November 25. That was a recent high. And that was as good as it got there in the last year. That was the best of the year on Goldman Sachs. So interesting turnaround, definitely. Boeing 332 higher at $213. Meta up 191 to 148.97. There you go. All right. That is where we're at right now. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. GameStop low volume today. One of the lowest, only 646,000 pre-split. Yeah, not even a million pre-split today on GameStop. That's true. There it is, 2.58 million. Yep. Never seen a stock move with such low volume. And let's see, would going long against an in-the-money covered call, same expiring strike, protect against violent price moves? Going long against an in-the-money covered call. Drew, I don't know what you want to do there. Maybe I'm too tired to understand today. Let's see. The Credit Savage, Uncle Bruce, I think Royal Caribbean $65 puts are a smart bet for tomorrow morning. If it's going to keep running a bit before Rugman speaks, we'll see. Example of Coyote, looking at spreads, it auto enters a negative number for debit, but switch it to positive. It doesn't automatically switch to credit. Why? Who knows? Okay. Let's go. Kent is saying this is such an informative and entertaining lunch break. Now back to the golf course. Get out, enjoy the day, Uncle Bruce. It's nice outside in the sun. As always, thank you. Should we take anything away from Caterpillar's earnings this morning, Bruce? I thought I heard Caterpillar, as Caterpillar goes, so goes the market. Nick, I don't know what to tell you on that one. I really am not sure if I want to believe that today. Interest rates are going higher, and that means there are going to be slowdowns in construction, perhaps, and that's Caterpillar's problem. So this might be temporary, my friend. Susan Shops About has a good question. Has anyone bought or sold credit put spreads? I rewatched some of Bruce's classes last night. I had previously skipped over it because puts are hard to grasp as call seems easier to understand. Not many people do this, Susan Shops About. Not many. And I've been really concentrating on you guys to stick to covered call writing. Call writing on options, deep in the money, or stock. Because you have to learn to master this. You guys have so long. You have a road to go down that is so long. And I'm trying to just get you to the point where you can cash flow your way out of a job to live off of this. All these other cute little strategies and complicated other stuff. You're just wasting, not wasting, but you're taking away concentration from what you should be concentrating on. Writing calls, understanding the nuances of writing calls, the nuances of interest rate rises, Fed speak, dividend time, earnings season. You've got to understand the patterns of this market. You've got to get used to all of this. You have to understand the outside world that affects your markets, whether you like it or not. Covered calls are a big part of this, and you can really benefit from wonderful call premiums sometimes where the market's going to take a dump in the next 3 or 4 days because of outside events that are coming. You really have to get into this. I really don't recommend veering off the path. I really don't. Anyway. Let's see. Let's go. People talk about Kent and Kent's life. I love these comments. Read them yourselves. JR, writing puts is for a bull market. But as Uncle Bruce just said, stick with the one side of the option chain until you completely understand it. It can get your brain into a fog. Some of you guys are going to need 5 years to totally get it. Others are going to need 5 months, 2 years, a year and a half. This writing call options is not a 3-month wonder thing. You can take my classes, 14 of them in a hurry. Yes, you can. But this isn't everything there is to know about option writing either. We're still talking basics here. There's a reason why full-time option writers are, in their late 30s and are still learning the craft. And by the time they're 40, they're out of it. If they're full-time, in-depth, pressure cooker option writers, they can't last much past 40. It's too stressful. I'm trying to make it work for you in an easier way. I'm trying to help 50, 60, 70-year-olds write options and bring in extra income. And if I'm able to help you bring in $2,000 or $3,000 a month of capital from writing options, great. And if that's more than enough to change your life, fabulous. If you want to go for 10 and 20,000 a month or 30 to 40,000 a month, you have that kind of drive and attention span, fabulous. Um, it depends on how deep you want to go, but boy, you can make a fortune writing options if you really dedicate yourself to it. But stick to the roadway and don't get knocked off the road. Kent, I haven't played in 16 years. My kid plays. He's 16 and one of the best in the world. I'm his momager. He's been working on a swing change and getting ready for a tournament this weekend. Hector, yeah, Kent probably ate steak with sauce. JR, he probably ate steak sauce with a little steak, poor man covered steak, they say. Kent, Hector, I had pokey and the kid had chipotle. Chipotle. I love it. I love it. Guys, too much fun. All right. I got to go. I'm exhausted. I am absolutely tired. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of crap here. Thank you all for helping me out today and being here. I need a break. Jen and I have to go and do some shopping right now. Jen and I are leaving the house with her and her cane, and I'm excited for that. We got some shopping to do, and then later on we have a spa to hit, and I've got to recover, and I got to get some sleep tonight. I am pooped. Folks, thank you for all your support of this channel. The thumbs ups today, as always, you guys keep coming through for me, and I thank you so very much for that. Thank you to Lon Nichols. Lon, thank you for the donation on PayPal. I forgot to mention it earlier. You put that through, and that's awful kind of you from Yuba City, USA, baby. Yeah, man. Thank you for that. Again, all of you out there following this channel, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. I will read the comments all night long on emails, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see if we can get you guys richer because you're just not rich enough yet. And 147 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. This is beautiful stuff. I thank you. Have a great evening, a great afternoon, a great rest of the day. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, guys, very much. JR, later, peeps. Credit Savage. Take it easy, folks. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Catch you tomorrow morning, first thing. And don't forget tomorrow night, Wednesday night, prime time with Uncle Bruce. I got to get ready for that. Susan Shops. Yep, my husband thinks I'm smart. Laughing out loud. Darn right. Okay. See you guys later. Bye.